range and increased weapons lethality. The aircraft performing for you today is the F model, which incorporates a two-place cockpit to accomplish the assigned mission. In today's demonstration, Lieutenant Commander John Mac Maskoveyek from Bremerton, Washington, and as the burners are lit and the F-18 Super Hornet is on the roll. Demonstrating the superior power and slow speed maneuverability of the Rhino. And now, after climbing through 3,000 feet, the aircrew will perform a one-half Cuban maneuver or half-loop roll-up route, and then demonstrate the Super Hornet's incredible pitch authority by stopping its descent in an instant. While in a nearly flat attitude, aptly named the Flat Pirouette. The Super Hornet's engines produce over 44,000 pounds of thrust in full afterburner. This allows the aircraft to sustain 8 times the force of gravity in a very tight turn radius. Whether in a dogfight or avoiding surface-to-air missiles, the ability of the Super Hornet to turn in tight spaces gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. Watch as the aircraft enters from the left, rolls into a 90-degree bank, and demonstrates the Super Hornet minimus radius turn. Airplane as they exit this 360-degree turn. Look for the vertical tail slip tan. Of vapor coming or surrounding the jet, a visual indicator of the aircraft reaching almost the speed of sound. Now keep in mind at which they are flying, the speed at which they are flying is only half of the aircraft's maximum speed. I now direct your attention to the right as the Super Hornet approaches Bremerton. Here it is, the Super Hornet high-speed pass. Nothing gonna stop me. Ain't no stopping you. Mac and Lil Pav will now pull the aircraft into the vertical and quickly reorient the jet back at the Earth to position for the next maneuver. Entering the maneuver at 350 miles per hour, Mac and Lil Pav will pull the jet into the vertical and roll the canopy towards the crowd. Selecting full afterburner as airspeed flows to 250 miles per hour, they'll perform the very enjoyable -3 pushover to set up for the vertical pirouette. As they pull back the nose, watch how the aircraft rapidly reorients from nose high to nose low, showcasing its ability. Lieutenant Commander Moskowiak and Lieutenant Smith are now setting up for a maneuver known rapidly reposition the nose 4 times, flying a square path through the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, from the left, the square loop. It's called the Ricardo, actually named after a pilot who despised performing it. As the Rhino approaches from the right, Lieutenant Commander Moskowiak and Lieutenant Smith will
Sometimes you're gonna make me feel so bad.
Airshow fans, from the right, the inverted Whisper Pass, also known as the Ricardo.
Hush, hush, thought I heard it calling out. Hush, hush, she broke my heart, but love just seemed now. Hush, hush, thought I heard it calling my name now. Hush, hush.
Are now setting up for the high alpha pass. 1,000-pound Super Hornet remains completely controllable at speeds of less than 100 miles per hour. Folks, coming in from the left, the Super Hornet high alpha pass.
She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation.
As Mac and Lil Pab exit the high alpha pass in maximum afterburner, watch as they roll the jet inverted and execute a split S to reposition for their next maneuver.
He turned to me as if to say, "Hurry, boy, it's waiting there for you."
Demonstrate the incredible pitch authority of the Super Hornet. At show center, they will abruptly pull away from the crowd, showcasing the Rhino's ability to change direction quickly. Lieutenant Commander Moskowiak and Lieutenant Smith are now setting up for a touch-and-go landing. As they circle the land, they will ensure that the gear locks into the down the aircraft 60 degrees into the vertical, executing a maximum performance climb. From the right, the Super Hornet touch and go.
Battle contact. Back. You're high. Look down. Come on. Power. Easy with it. Power.
surface combatants. By the end of the war, the aircraft carrier had replaced the vulnerable battleship as the dominant weapons system of naval warfare. For their first pass, look off to the right as our F4U Corsair, flown by Mike Oliver of the Erickson Aircraft Collection, is leading the Super Hornet in the United States Navy Tailhook Legacy Pass. Although it's been over 70 years since the conclusion of the Second World War, a number of the aircraft which flew from carrier decks during that conflict are still airworthy today, a testimony to both their durability and survivability. These vintage warbirds are now owned and operated by private individuals who, through their personal interest in maintaining and flying vintage, them after the show and thank them for sharing naval aviation history with us here today. The aircraft repositioning for the flat pass. Look ahead for the F4U Corsair and the A-18 Super Hornet. Opportunity of the United States Navy Legacy, Tailhook Legacy flight from the right. To achieve proper separation for a carrier brake and landing.
I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out. No need to take it slow. I'm slipping to you toe to toe.
Beautiful F4U Corsair. You get a good look at the fooled you of a naval aviator's mission. It starts with an overhead brake for landing as we see him coming in from the left. Watch for the brake. Putting an aircraft down in the arresting wires on a 150-foot long stretch of moving steel is extremely challenging and is a matter of great pride among Navy tailhook pilots. Catapulting off